So hold up guys. So a June Nintendo Direct could be 3 months away, Nintendo hasn't given us the back half of 2023, and Nintendo is mentioning Metroid Prime 4 in a survey. Not to mention a new open world Donkey Kong game is being rumored, as well as an F-Zero remaster are also being talked about. I wonder if we're gonna get a Metroid Prime 4, a new Donkey Kong game, and an F-Zero remaster all at a June Nintendo Direct. And I gotta say, if that does happen, all I gotta say, Nintendo, is give us another DK wrap. The Nintendo 64 one was a classic. Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the RoboChan Show, where we take the gaming news format that channels like Spawnwave or Arlo do, add a dash of animation and some cool editing on top to bring you your gaming news, leaks, and rumors in a fresh new way. If you're new here and want to be kept up on everything gaming, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoy the video and dislike if not, and have that notification bell on so you know when I upload. In this video, we are going to talk about some new Nintendo Switch leaks and rumors about Nintendo's upcoming Nintendo Switch games that could end up being revealed at a June Nintendo Direct. These games include an F-Zero game, a brand new Donkey Kong game which we haven't seen since Tropical Freeze, which is kind of insane, and Nintendo talking about Metroid Prime 4, which all could point to a huge reveal in June for a June Nintendo Direct or whenever the next Nintendo Direct is going to be revealed. So Nintendo, you are doing fantastic when it comes to supplying players with endless content, DLC, games, and overall giving us Nintendo Switch players something to look forward to on the Nintendo Switch. From the Metroid Prime remaster to Game Boy Advance games hitting the Nintendo Switch online service, to some other fantastic games like Octopath Travelers 2 and Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. But I think if there's one thing that's leaving me confused and other people confused as well is what happens after Pikmin 4, a game that's slated for July 21st. I mean, after that, we don't really know the future of the Nintendo Switch, let alone the games that we'll be playing on the console. Is a Nintendo Switch 2 coming? Is a Nintendo Switch Pro coming? Is there more OLEDs coming? I mean, heck, is there gonna be another Mario game? I mean, let's be honest, there's gonna be a Mario game. Nintendo is not gonna stop making Mario games. But the question is, when is that, and other new Nintendo Switch games as well? Well, we may know some of them now, with the first one being a new remaster from the team behind games like Luigi's Mansion 2 and Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Nintendo Switch. This is what my Nintendo News has to say. A new rumor is currently doing the rounds this evening and involves the beloved F-Zero franchise, which many believed had been shelved, since it has been plenty years since we haven't gotten a new entry. Next Level Games, the talented team behind Luigi's Mansion 2 and Luigi's Mansion 3, is apparently working hard on a remaster of the classic GameCube F-Zero entry for the Nintendo Switch family of systems, F-Zero GX. It has been a while since the F-Zero based rumor has done its rounds online, though back in December of 2022, leaker Nate the Hate proclaimed that the F-Zero's time will come in 2023. As always, we will have to wait and see what actually transpires. So I think the reason why Nintendo waited for Metroid Prime 1 and still hasn't revealed F-Zero, assuming that this is true anyways, is that they're saving it for the back half of 2023. We know that Nintendo plans on releasing more games in 2023, of course, so it's not like Nintendo isn't gonna leave us high and dry and not give us any games to play on the Switch. The only way I could see them doing this is if they wanted to stack up games for a new Switch iteration or console, which even then Nintendo would still give us new games to look forward to. I mean, they would destroy the Nintendo's momentum of being the best-selling console of all time, so they don't want to risk that. I mean, heck, during the pandemic, we got a Twitter drop for a new Paper Mario game, so it's not like they're gonna leave us high and dry. But I think the big question here, aside from when is it coming, is this gonna be like the Mario 35th Collection, or is it gonna be like Metroid Prime Remaster? Something to really think about. Now, you Donkey Kong fans have been patient enough. Now it's time to talk about the new Donkey Kong game, and a pretty big one at that, an open world Donkey Kong. Now, this one comes to us from Nintendo Prime over on YouTube, and it sounds as if he's saying that this game 100% exists. He actually saw some stuff from this game. If you guys remember, there were some murmurs about the Super Mario Odyssey team doing a Donkey Kong game, and that was pretty huge at the time, and something that got me thinking that I really want, especially if it's going to be an open world 3D Donkey Kong game like Donkey Kong 64. Don't get me wrong, I love Tropical Freeze, but I just want something new from the Donkey Kong series. And not just for the DK rap, but Let's be honest, that would be pretty cool if they did that as a callback to Donkey Kong 64, especially if this is an open world Donkey Kong game. But anyways, this is what comicbook.com says. Based on some new information from Nintendo Prime in the latest episode of Nintendo Prime Podcast, Nintendo has had a new 3D Donkey Kong in development for quite some time. This project is said to strangely been helmed by Activision Studios' Viserious Visions, before eventually moving in-house to be worked on Nintendo around 2017 or 2018. Since that time, Nintendo was said to be toiling away at the game at the same studio that developed Super Mario Odyssey. That being said, many of these teams that are making the game are said to have spun off into the Mario group to develop the title. When it comes to the specifics of the Donkey Kong game itself, the project is said to have been titled Donkey Kong Freedom at one point, but it's not known if this was ever an official name. Beyond this, the game supposedly takes place in an open world and would allow Donkey Kong to slide on trees to get around, similar to Tarzan. Longtime Nintendo designer and director Shigeru Miyamoto is also claimed to have been heavily involved with the new Donkey Kong game. Nintendo Prime went on to say that the project is absolutely still in development and added that it could be a launch game for the Nintendo's next console. When it comes to how much info was gathered in the first place, the insider claims that they were shown roughly 40 seconds of the footage from Donkey Kong's project not too long ago. This gameplay that was shown was somewhat similar to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and briefly showed Donkey Kong running around the jungle environment. Nintendo Prime said that other insiders have also seen this footage, but states that it will likely never see the light of day because it would be out of the person who leaked it. Or it would out the person who leaked it, I mean. Now when it comes to red flags with this, the fact that he says other insiders have seen this and no other insider has been really talking about this other than I think Zippo talked a bit about this a while back, but other than that, we haven't really heard anything from that. That is a little bit iffy to me. You would think other insiders would openly just admit that, yeah, we saw some of this in there. So that is a red flag, so keep that in mind. This could be fake, but as with everything, all of these things could be fake. Now, considering that Nintendo hasn't shared much about its upcoming releases aside from the two we know of, this being Tears of the Kingdom and Pikmin 4, a new Donkey Kong game isn't that far of a stretch, especially since we haven't had one since Tropical Freeze. And interestingly enough, there are a couple things that kind of point to this taking place maybe even in the Mario Odyssey universe. The reason why I say this is because Nintendo asked people to go back and play Mario Odyssey. So maybe to pair up with the new Super Mario movie, they're going to be kind of doing the same thing where Donkey Kong and Mario are going to interact with each other or something like that. According to another Nintendo insider, Zippo, he says that Nintendo is going to be taking a lot of things from the movie and transferring them into the game, so maybe this shared universe is part of that. I don't know, that's kind of just a theory that I was thinking of when I saw this rumor. Now, even though Nintendo isn't coming to E3 with its booths and demos and so on, I can still see them setting up the back half of 2023 this summer, so Nintendo can have a lot of things for Nintendo Switch players to expect. And then as we get closer to that September time, we'll probably get a September Nintendo Direct. Another thing I have noticed that I don't see really anyone talking about is that we haven't had an indie Nintendo Direct in quite some time. I know we just had the February Nintendo Direct, but I'm kind of shocked that we haven't had an indie Nintendo Direct yet. I don't know, it is a little strange. Like, am I the only one here who thinks that's a bit strange that we haven't had an indie Nintendo Direct? Now, the reason why we didn't have a Nintendo Direct last year was that I think Nintendo just saw how much stuff they had available and said that we're doing fine. We have all of these games set up. I mean, as far as games from last summer until now, we've had the Kirby games, we had GBA games on the Nintendo Switch Online service, Octopath Travelers 2, the Metroid Prime remasters, we had Splatoon, we had Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I think. That might have actually came before or after, but we had a lot of games is my point. So Nintendo not having a Nintendo Direct made a lot of sense last year, but this year we don't know what's coming up. So that's why I think that Nintendo Direct is going to happen. And you know what might be at that Nintendo Direct? Metroid Prime 4. Now before you go in the comment section and say that I'm crazy for this, just hear me out for a second. So by the time this video comes out, we should have already talked about another Metroid game coming to the Nintendo Switch Online service, which was found in the folder of Metroid Fusion. Now ever since Metroid Dread, we have been getting a lot of Metroid and Metroid Prime related games, from the Game Boy Advance to the Super Nintendo, Metroid Fusion recently, and then Metroid Prime Remastered and Metroid Dread at first. So we have had a lot of this stuff focusing on this one particular character, which is Samus. If you didn't know, I'm sure you guys know that. I mean, I would hope you guys would know that. And that's all been in the past year and a half, sprinkled throughout the year. Wait, yeah, that's about a year and a half. It might have been 2 years. And it's always been my thought that the reason why they're doing this is because they want to build up to the Metroid Prime 4 reveal and eventually the release date for that. And of course, with that, we're going to have Metroid Prime 2 and 3. And this adds even more to that discussion. So if you guys haven't seen this, it seems that Nintendo of UK is actually teasing Metroid Prime 4 a bit here and there. Sending out surveys, and one of the options that you can click is very, very interesting. This is what it says. It seems like a good way to pass time until Metroid Prime 4 releases. So this is very interesting because this is a survey. The reason why Nintendo sends these surveys out is to gauge interest in different things. This is Nintendo directly kind of hinting and saying that yes, we're using these as a way until Metroid Prime 4 Remaster. Nintendo is essentially gauging interest in these games and gauging how well it's working for them, I think. I think that's how I'm personally interpreting this anyways. That's not how you say that word, but you guys know what I mean. So this really does add to that whole conversation that I was talking about, building hype around the Metroid brand for Metroid Prime 4 when that releases. Of course, it's not 100%, it's not fact, this is just kind of speculation, but it does add to it. The more we release, the more we get closer to June, it seems like they keep ramping up more Metroid things. I wouldn't be shocked if we get Metroid Zero Mission at a June Nintendo Direct. Overall, guys, it seems that these games could appear at that Nintendo Direct and other places as well. Maybe not at a June Nintendo Direct, but a September Nintendo Direct maybe if Nintendo doesn't have that June E3 showcase. Well, E3 time I should say. They're not going to E3. But for now, tell me what you guys think about it in the comment section below. The Donkey Kong game, Metroid Prime 4 mentioning in the survey, the F-Zero remaster, and you know what? Whatever remaster you would like to see on the Nintendo Switch, especially if it's Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness and Pokemon Coliseum, which again, I would love to play on the Nintendo Switch portable and also have multiplayer. Wait, did it have multiplayer? I may be remembering this wrong. I'm sure you guys will tell me in the comment section below. And by the way, the reason why I'm talking so fast in this video is because, yes, I did have some caffeine before I made this video. I'll see you guys later. And if not, on your way out, make sure you subscribe for more videos and also have that notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there is my Patreon and Twitter account in the pinned comment if you're interested in those. Oh, and also have this donut if you're still sticking around for me rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.